Marcia Brady left nothing to the imagination. Try not to gasp who could forget the charming lady in a classic 3x3 grid. And of course, Marcia. The Brady Bunch captured the hearts of audiences everywhere during its original run in the 1970s. Despite this adoration from fans, it didn't receive much critical acclaim or high ratings. It wasn't until syndication that audiences finally saw how extraordinary this show was. This led to the reunion shows and spin-off movies being produced nearly 50 years later. What an impressive feat for one cultural icon, but where did all these beloved characters go after their time on the Brady Bunch ended? Mike Brady, Robert Reed. Robert Reed, best known for his role as a classic family man Mike Brady, was a student of acting at Northwestern University and the Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts in London before he returned to America to join the Summer Shakespeare's off-Broadway theatre troupe. It wasn't until 1961 when Robert finally stepped into an on-screen character. Kenneth Preston, a law school graduate from the Defenders, that marked his first serious gig as an actor. Reed after the Brady Bunch. After his debut in the film industry, it took 7 years before Reed landed what would become his most iconic role on TV as Mike Brady on the Brady Bunch. His portrayal of a loving family man captivated viewers and was so well received that he reprised the character numerous times throughout the course of his career. Eventually, Reed went to pursue other acting gigs, but eventually found himself teaching drama at UCLA until 1992 when he tragically passed away at only 59 years old. Carol Brady Florence Henderson. On Valentine's Day in 1934, Florence Henderson was brought into the world. We all know her as America's sweetheart and for playing the matriarch Carol Brady on the Brady Bunch. Her talent extended far beyond television. Prior to joining the Bunch, she starred in hit Broadway musicals such as Wish You Were Here in 1952 and Fanny. In 1954, from a young age, singing has been an important part of Henderson's life, taught by her mother at 2 years old. By her 12th birthday, she had already begun performing regularly at local stores, cementing that music would always be a key element of her journey. Henderson, after the Brady Bunch, after her iconic role as Carol Brady Florence Henderson, went on to gain even more fame and success. For instance, she became the first woman ever to co-host The Tonight Show. Not only that, in 2008 she had a show of her own, The Florence Anderson Show. Additionally, she was featured in popular shows such as The King of Queens, 30 Rock, and The Cleveland Show. Her achievements were acknowledged by Entertainment Weekly, who rank her number 54 amongst their list of 100 greatest TV icons. After years filled with accomplishment and joyous moments, Henderson passed away at 82 on Thanksgiving Day 2016. Alice Nelson and B. Davis is best remembered for her portrayal as the sassy and wise Alice on the Brady Bunch, but prior to that she was a familiar face on several other TV series, including The Ford Show and starring Tennessee Ford. Although acting wasn't initially part of her plan, after watching one of her brother's theatrical performances, she chose to switch gears from pre-medicine courses to theater drama studies instead. Davis, after the Brady Bunch, Davis' character was so beloved that she and 2 other actors were the only ones to appear in every episode of the Brady Bunch. After its conclusion, Davis went on to reprise her iconic role as Alice Nelson for 6 more spin-offs. In 1974, however, Davis made a sudden departure from show business when she joined an Episcopalian religious community in Denver, Colorado, and became a born-again Christian. She passed away at 88 years old in 2014. Jan Brady Eve Plum. As a youngster, Eve Plum already had quite the resume in show business prior to her most notable role as Jan Brady in 1969's The Brady Bunch. She started acting at an early age and went on to appear in several television commercials before being featured on shows such as A Virginian and It Takes a Thief. As it turns out, playing down-on-her-luck middle sister Jan was just another stop along her path of becoming an American actress, singer, and painter who has achieved global fame. Plum, after the Brady Bunch, Plum's unwillingness to sign a 5-year contract for the role of Jan in reunion attempts allowed her to explore more exciting roles like that of Dawn in Portrait of a Teenage Runaway. Even today, she continues making appearances on television shows and films while also doubling as an acclaimed painter with works ranging from $65 up to $2,450. Her studio is located in Laguna Beach, where Plum crafts beautiful paintings using oils, watercolors, and acrylics. Bobby Brady, Mike Lookinland on December 19, 1960. In Mount Pleasant, Utah, Mike Lookinland burst onto the scene at just 9 years old when he was cast to play Bobby Brady on the Brady Bunch. As if that wasn't enough success for one lifetime, VH1 also named him 42nd of their 100 Greatest Kid Stars, and there have been multiple reunion specials since then. Mike's fame is truly something to be admired. Lookinland, after the Brady Bunch, the show concluded. Mike Lookinland reprised his role as Bobby Brady in 6 spin-off series. His career took a turn when he became a production assistant on various projects. This was inspired by Robert Reed's gesture of gifting Super 8 cameras to all cast members. currently residing and operating a business making decorative concrete in Salt Lake City, might credit Reed for igniting his passion for photography through this gift many years ago. Greg Brady Barry Williams was determined to make it in show business without hesitation. He changed his last name from Blencorn to Williams at just 11 years of age and sought advice from the well-known actor Pierre Graves on how to best achieve his dream. After receiving an acting coach and enrolling in scene study courses, young Barry landed his first role in 1965. By 1969, he had become known for portraying Greg Brady, the coolest Brady kid by far. Williams, after the Brady Bunch concluded, Williams created a few albums and went on tour with some of his fellow cast members. He then decided to pursue musical theater and secured prominent roles in notable plays such as West Side Story, Grease the Music Man, and even The Sound of Music. Not only that, but he also made guest appearances on shows such as General Hospital Three's Company and That 70s Show. Recently, he joined Sirius Satellite Radio, where he spun 70s music every week. As if that weren't enough, though, Williams continues to star in musical theater performances while also doing public speaking around the world. Peter Brady Christopher Knight. When Christopher Knight was only 7 years old, he already had a successful acting career, having appeared in television commercials for Toyota Tide and Cheerios. In 1955, his big break came when he landed the role on Gunsmoke. However, it wasn't until 1969 that he became an international phenomenon after being cast as Peter Brady on The Brady Bunch. With his attractive looks and charismatic nature, Knight quickly cemented himself as one of Hollywood's most beloved teen idols. Knight, after The Brady Bunch, just like and B. Davis, Christopher Knight abruptly took a break from his acting career after The Brady Bunch concluded. Yet in 1988, he shifted direction and began to pursue the tech sector, joining Martic as an exceptional sales representative that went on to become vice president of numerous computer companies before launching Escape Labs in 1998. Nevertheless, it didn't take long for him to get back into television, and by 2003 he had returned with roles as a reality star on My Fair Brady and The Surreal Life. Cindy Brady Susan Olsen. On August 14, 1961, in Santa Monica, California, Susan Olsen was born destined to become one of the most beloved characters on television. She had two small roles in Gunsmoke and Ironside before being cast as Cindy Brady at just 8 years old. With her signature kind little girl persona that featured two curly pigtails, she always endeared herself to audiences around the world and became an icon for generations to come. After The Brady Bunch, after her time as Cindy Brady, Susan Olsen ventured down a different path. She works as a graphic designer for a clothing store in Malibu and started Man in Space, where she designed glow-in-the-dark Converse sneakers, subsequently becoming an LA Talk radio personality on Two Chicks Talking Politics. She was let go after making homophobic comments towards Leon Accord Whiting. At present, Olsen served to promote Migrant Awareness Month with pride and enthusiasm. Marcia Brady Maureen McCormick. On August 5, 1956, Woodland Hills, California was graced with the birth of Maureen McCormick, an actress who immediately captured America's hearts at only 13 years old. She landed her most iconic role as Marcia Brady on The Brady Bunch, quickly rising to fame as one of TV's favorite characters. Young girls had a strong example in this depiction of what it meant to be smart, kind, and noble. It didn't take long for McCormick's portrayal to become America's sweetheart after the first season aired. McCormick's downfall after the Brady Bunch. Following the Brady Bunch closure, Maureen McCormick experienced immense tension from having to retain her virtuous image and struggle with securing work. In 1995, she tied the knot with actor Michael Cummings and released a compilation of country songs for an audio album as she attempted to rediscover herself. Everyone was uncertain as to whether or not we'd ever see her gracing our screens again. McCormick's comeback after struggling with addiction and body image issues for years. Maureen McCormick made her triumphant return to television in 2007 as a contestant on VH1 Celebrity Fit Club. Through determination and effort, she managed to win the competition at the end of the season. This experience gave her invaluable insight into how gaining weight negatively impacted her happiness. Finally, in 2016, McCormick was invited back onto TV screens when she became part of season 23's Dancing with the Stars cast, proving that anything is possible. Oliver Robbie Riss. On April 4th, 1964, Robbie Riss was born in La Mirada, California, and quickly became an iconic force in Hollywood. One of his earliest roles included playing Cousin Oliver on The Brady Bunch when he was only 9 years old to help boost ratings for the show as the young Brady children were growing up. His most well-known performance arguably includes Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. Due to this role and others like it, He has truly cemented himself as a versatile actor with decades' worth of experience under his belt. Riss, after the Brady Bunch cousin Oliver, is a beloved or aggravating figure depending on your perspective. Riss, however, discovered his place in the entertainment industry through producing music and doing voiceovers. Together with director Anthony C. Ferrante, he created soundtracks for Sharknado movies and has also voiced multiple characters in English versions of anime and video games recently. You can find him as an actor on the TV series Buried in the Backyard or the movie Old News. Sam Franklin Allen Melvin on February 18th. 1923 in Kansas City, Missouri, was born the renowned actor Alan Melvin. He is notable for his roles on numerous shows, including Flash Gordon, The Phil Silvers Show, and of course the classic series we all love, The Brady Bunch. In 1969, he played Alice Nelson's boyfriend Sam, who became clearly beloved by fans as a part of the family. His role was that of a neighborhood butcher shop proprietor where viewers often saw him delivering meat to his customers. Thank you, foreign